Hey guys, it's been a little while. Today I just thought I'd tell you what's going on and update you in the goings-on of the shop. So first thing, I've been working hard on projects for the school this year. I spent the first 3 months of 2025 working on all types of projects, from basic beginner whittle projects in Basswood, knife only type stuff, to more complicated Basswood figures. I completed a crucifix that was stylized, meaning wasn't realistic or naturalistic, but it had elements of that in it, with some larger planes, big cuts. Really fun project. A lot of projects this year. Relief carvings. Been doing some relief projects as well in my online carving school. Which, by the way, if you don't know what that is, I have an online subscription school which allows folks to become members and access tons of online content, all designed to help people learn to carve. And mostly it's surrounding the human face, but there's also wildlife relief stuff. In fact, that's what I'm working on right now, is a wildlife relief scene. It's the second wildlife relief scene that I've added to the school, and it's been a really fun challenge. So there's that. There's buttoning that stuff up, and also at the same time working on commissions. One of the proudest commissions that I've had the opportunity to work on with a really amazing client. It's about a 18-inch, I believe, 17 or 18-inch tall crucifix, meaning the actual body of Christ is about that tall. The cross itself, I believe, is like 33 inches or so. It's a walnut back, a walnut cross, and then the carving itself is done in basswood. That is very heavily spalted, so there's a lot of imperfection in the wood, which I thought would really suit, the broken body of Christ. And I know it's kind of like a carving cliche to do crucifixes, but it's just been a real learning experience and a journey for me to expand my skills, which are usually surrounding animals, plants, humans, in regard to faces, but not a lot of experience in doing figurative work where you have the full body, especially mostly exposed, as is in the crucifix. So it was a real difficult thing, but I think I learned more than I really even knew that I learned in that project by taking it slowly, and I'm glad that I really took it one small bite at a time. It took me months to complete, and the patience of that client has been so great. Also did for him a great horned owl that I recorded and put on YouTube here. I haven't been as active on YouTube as of late, and part of that has just been I've been filming a lot, but for the carving school. And yeah, it's just been really fulfilling to get these projects going and to, I think, compressing the year. In other words, getting many of these projects done, because I put out 3 projects every month. So getting them done early forced me to build momentum, both in the filming process and also in the actual carving process, and communication has just improved through just having to do this volume of projects one after another. That I think is really helpful. And so I think I'll continue to do this with the school, put them back to back instead of interspersed throughout other projects where I get behind and stressed out. This is a really nice way of organizing myself, getting projects done well in advance. And it's just been cool to kind of get in the mindset of a beginner carver in these simpler projects, an intermediate carver in these relief projects or other types of human portrait projects, and then get into the advanced thought process in these more detailed portraits and some of the more complicated, multifaceted carvings. So yeah, it's been good. Long story short, between the owl, the crucifix, the Native American relief scene for the school, this elk. What else? I carved 2 giant eyeballs recently for a client who's having them mounted to her house in a artsy part of Detroit. Just been an interesting last few weeks now. So thought I'd come in, show you guys what's been going on, tell you why I've been kind of MIA. And I guess also another thing that I'm starting to get back into is the Fine Arts for Kids project, which is an online school in the same capacity that I've been creating content for my carving school. I'm starting to create content along with other contributors right now, namely Sam Loudon, who is my assistant. He's a carver. He's a great sculptor. We've been creating content geared towards the younger generation, like elementary age, middle school age kids who want to expand their skills. So we're using a whole different kind of mindset for that. Like, what are the materials that are cheaper and easier to purchase? You know, how can we make that more available to parents and keep the project simple and fun, thematically interesting, and teaching them these basic skills required to become, you know, creative and better with ambiguity and just develop as human beings. All the things that art offers kids has been cool. But the goal for that is for it to come out at the end of this year. So that hopefully the kids school, it's called Fine Arts for Kids right now. And that's the goal, again, this year, 2025, for it to come out maybe early 2026, January. And it's going to be like a similar model to the school that I have now, subscription basis, where folks can subscribe for a time to give their kids, maybe they're a homeschooled child, maybe that it's an extracurricular thing they want to get. If your kids are, you know, going to a public or private schooling or charter schooling, and you want to get them more involved in arts, maybe they're adept at art, they've got skills and they want to grow and get better. This is kind of like an outlet specifically surrounding sculpture right now, but eventually expanding outside of just sculpture. So we've got clay, we've got wood, we've got soap, mostly soap and clay. So like really easy things for kids to do without like super sharp tools or dangerous tools. Obviously middle schoolers, we don't want them with fancy sharp knives. Yeah, so that's been another exciting pursuit in the last few months that we're just kind of ramping back up, getting back into, as I've kind of had to put that aside between the rental house, working on that and getting that on the market. It's now on the market. There's also an upcoming workshop, in-person class, July 17th through the 19th. I believe there's a spot, at least, maybe 2 spots. Don't quote me on that. Maybe 1 spot, but available for that in-person workshop. So you can also check that out. But working towards that as well and getting ready for these workshops that are also a part of the Airbnb. So folks can stay at the Airbnb while they're taking this class. Although I believe for July it's already booked up. But we have other dates. What is it? September. We've got an in-person class the 26th through the 28th. Another in-person class in October, the 17th through the 18th. And I'll link that in the description. But yeah, so the getaways have been going so well. And that's another part of what's been keeping me away from YouTube in some sense, is just getting ready for these events and commissions and all this stuff. And it's been a big year so far, a busy year. Probably the busiest I've had. But it's been so fulfilling, and I've never been more satisfied in my work, and also never been as excited to start some new projects. Like, moving forward, the goals that I have for myself are to create artworks that are not constrained by maybe creating educational materials or creating stuff for YouTube. Really, I just want to make stuff that I'm really proud of. And so I do want to spend a considerable amount of the time this year creating great content for Fine Arts for Kids, but I also want to spend a good portion of the remainder, say the next 6 months of this year, developing and honing my own skills as a carver. And it's easy to get lost in the business of art and to get lost in all of the things to maintain that business. But the goal, of course, is still to be an artist, and I still want to grow my skills, and I want to be creative, and I want to inspire creativity and do all those positive things that art does. But it's hard to do that when you're focused on just kind of making sure you're putting all the fires out, and you're keeping everything afloat. So having the rest of the year with some more free time is going to be really, really fun and exciting. So yeah, that's it. That's my long version of what's been going on. Kind of a shop update, if you will. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. God bless you, and take your vitamins. Do that. I've been forgetting, although the last few days have been good. Take those food-based vitamins, all right? Bye.